Warriors. Picture waking tomorrow with absolute command over every word, emotion, dollar, and thought. Sounds impossible, right? Yet, over 2,000 years ago, a man believed this was not just possible, but the only path to true freedom. That man was Epictetus, born a slave. Reflect on this. He had no control over his body, no freedom to move, no voice in his circumstances. He was owned. Yet, he discovered a profound power that transformed him from physical captivity to one of history's greatest teachers of mental and emotional liberty. He taught that no one can harm you unless you allow it. Professionals. This might sound harsh, especially amid real struggles. But here's his point. While we can't control every event, we can master our responses. That's where our true strength lies. Today, few are physically chained, but many are trapped by uncontrolled words, emotions, spending, and thoughts. We say things we regret. We let moods ruin entire days. We spend money we don't have on things we don't need. Our minds spiral into fear, doubt, and worry. But what if I told you that ancient Roman wisdom, which freed a slave, can liberate you? What if the things you feel least in control of your words, moods, finances, thoughts could become your greatest strengths? The Stoics knew something we often forget. True wealth isn't measured by money, but by self-mastery. Real power isn't controlling others, but commanding yourself. True freedom isn't endless choices, but choosing wisely every day. Life gives you chances to practice this. When someone cuts you off in traffic, that's your moment to master your words and mood. When tempted to buy something unnecessary, that's your chance to control your finances. When your mind spirals into fear or doubt, that's when you seize your thoughts. The Stoics didn't demand perfection. Even Marcus Aurelius, Rome's most powerful emperor, struggled with these. In his journal, he reminded himself daily, "You control your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." This isn't about becoming emotionless, it's about becoming unshakable. Sui external case can't derail you. When you master your words, you speak with purpose, not impulse. When you command your mood, you choose your emotional state, not let it rule you. When you manage money, it becomes a tool for peace, not stress. When you master your mind, you author your thoughts, not remain their prisoner. In the next few minutes, you'll dive deep into these 4 pillars of personal power. We'll explore ancient wisdom that's more relevant than ever and equip you with practical tools to apply immediately. But you must commit to action. Each part builds on the last. Don't skip ahead. Stay with me to the end. I believe this can transform your life. If you're ready to reclaim control, hit like, comment below which of these 4 pillars words, mood, money, or mind you struggle with most. Subscribe, because your journey to self-mastery is just beginning. Share this with someone who needs it, because real strength starts with you. Declare this in the comments. I am the master of my words. Mood, money, and mind. First, master your words, the gateway to wisdom. An ancient saying warns the tongue is small but can inflict great harm. Yet, many miss this. Your words don't just affect others, they shape the person you're becoming. Seneca, a towering Stoic philosopher, spent years observing the power of words in Rome's Senate. He saw careers built or shattered by a single phrase, friendships broken by careless remarks, and alliances forged through precise communication. His deepest lesson came from within himself. Every new beginning stems from the end of something else. Senetzarot. This is especially true of our words. Each time you speak, you close one version of yourself and open another. Are you becoming someone you respect? Recall the last time you spoke in anger and instantly regretted it. In that moment, you felt the raw power of uncontrolled words spoken before wisdom could intervene. Now imagine reclaiming that power. Picture every word you utter chosen deliberately, not flung recklessly. The Stoics practiced a simple yet profound habit, the pause. Before speaking, especially in heated moments, they paused and asked 3 questions. Is this true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? If any answer was no, they stayed silent. But mastering words isn't just about restraining negativity. It's about wielding positive speech with intent. When you offer sincere praise, you don't just brighten someone's day. You train yourself to see the good in the world. When you speak words of encouragement, you program your mind to seek opportunities over obstacles. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "Be like a rocky promontory against which waves crash. It stands firm, calming the waters around it." Your thoughtful words can be that anchor for others. In a world of rapid-fire communication, your measured speech is a source of strength and calm. Try this for the next 7 days before speaking in any emotional situation. Take 3 deep breaths. First breath. Ask what you're feeling. Second, consider the other person's emotions. Third, choose words that serve the highest good for all. The magic of controlled speech is its ripple effect. When you speak with purpose, people respond differently. They listen closer, trust you more, seek you out. This isn't manipulation. It's the natural result of becoming someone worth hearing. But the greatest power of mastering words is how it transforms your relationship with yourself. Every kept promise you speak builds self-trust. Every kind word about yourself reshapes your self-image. Every refusal to gossip or complain focuses your energy on what you can control. Your words don't just convey thoughts, they shape them. When you consistently speak of possibility, gratitude, and wisdom, your mind aligns with those truths. You become what you repeatedly say. Your voice is the bridge between your inner and outer worlds. When you master this bridge, you control the flow of energy both ways. Tomorrow, we'll explore how this principle applies to your emotional world. Affirm this daily: I speak with purpose, not fleeting emotion. Imagine waking each morning with someone else dictating the weather in your mind. Some days they choose a storm of anger, others a fog of sadness, and occasionally, if you're lucky, a burst of joy. This is how many live, swayed by external circumstances. But the Stoics realized over 2,000 years ago, what transformed me? You're not a victim of your emotions, you create them. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, endured years in Nazi camps. In the worst conditions, he uncovered a truth echoing Stoic wisdom: between stimulus and response lies a space. In that space is your power to choose your reaction. That choice holds your growth and freedom. Consider this space right now. As you hear me, between every trigger and your emotional response is a fleeting moment where you have complete control. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire. This discipline isn't about wanting less, but valuing what you have, accepting what you can't change, and relentlessly pursuing what you can control. Master this, and your emotions become a finely tuned instrument you play, not a wild storm that plays you. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Your emotions aren't facts, they're interpretations. When someone doesn't text back, the situation is neutral. Your mind crafts a story they're ignoring you, angry, or don't care. But what if you wrote a different story? Maybe they're busy, their phone died, or they're planning something special. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. He wrote, "You control your mind, not external events. Grasp this, and you'll find strength." Each morning, he reminded himself the day would bring challenges, difficult people, and surprises. Instead of dreading them, he saw them as chances to hone emotional mastery. Try this powerful exercise now. Think of something troubling you lately. Ask yourself, what story am I telling about this? Is there another way to interpret it? Which interpretation serves my highest good? The magic happens when you realize you've been the author of your emotional experience all along. You just didn't know you were writing it. Mastering your mood isn't toxic positivity or pretending everything's fine. It's choosing responses that strengthen, not drain you. When angry, instead of suppressing or exploding, use it as fuel for positive change. When sad, rather than sinking, let it connect you to your humanity and compassion for others. The Stoics had a powerful practice called the evening reflection. Each night, they reviewed their day, asking, what emotions did I feel today? Which ones served me? And which ones controlled me? How can I respond better tomorrow? When you practice emotional mastery, you stop fearing your feelings because you know you can guide them. You no longer avoid tough situations. Trusting your ability to navigate your emotions, you become an anchor amid others' psychological storms, making you invaluable in relationships and work. Every emotion is data, not a directive. Anger signals something matters to you. Fear demands your attention. Sadness shows you've lost something dear. But no emotion gets to decide for you. Your mood is your inner weather system, and like a skilled meteorologist, you can learn to predict, prepare, and even shape it. Comment below if you're ready to take charge of your emotional world. I control my emotions. They don't control me. Third, master your money, the tool of freedom. Money reveals who you are more than almost anything else. It's not just currency, it's crystallized energy, time, and choice. How you handle it determines whether you live free or enslaved to your desires. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, wrote, "It's not the person with little who's poor, but the one who craves more." This wasn't just philosophy, he lived it. Despite his wealth, Seneca embraced hardship, sleeping on the floor and eating simple meals to remind himself happiness doesn't rely on luxury. Here's a hard truth: if you can't control your spending, you can't control your life. Every purchase moves you closer to freedom or deeper into servitude. There's no middle ground. But mastering money isn't about stinginess or denying joy. It's about aligning spending with your values, making money a tool for peace, not a master. When you buy out of boredom, sadness, or to impress, money controls you. When you spend on what truly adds value to your life or serves others, you're in command. The Stoics practiced preferred indifference, things nice to have, but not defining your worth or happiness. Money falls here. It's better to have than not, but it must never rule you. Recall your last impulse. Buy, maybe it's gathering dust at home. What were you really chasing? The item, or a feeling? Status, comfort, or approval? This exercise will transform how you approach money. Before buying something non-essential, pause and ask, what am I truly seeking here? If it's a feeling or experience, find a way to achieve that without spending first. Often, you'll realize the purchase isn't necessary. But mastering money goes beyond curbing spending. It's about creating value. The Stoics believed in contributing to the common good. When you focus on serving others through your work, wealth becomes a natural byproduct, not the sole aim. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you hesitate to rise in the morning, remind yourself you're waking to do the work of a human being." Viewing work as service, not just a paycheck, brings excellence that naturally yields greater financial rewards. Here's what shifted my financial life. I began tracking not just where my money went, but how I felt after each purchase. I used 3 columns: item, reason, and feeling afterward, and found that purchases aligned with my values brought lasting satisfaction. Impulse buys, status-driven purchases, or emotional spending left me empty or regretful. This simple habit gave me clarity no budgeting app could match. Mastering money also means knowing the difference between assets and liabilities. Every dollar you spend should sustain your ability to earn more or enhance your capacity to serve others. This mindset naturally builds wealth, not just consumption. The goal isn't hoarding money, but gaining freedom to be generous. Take calculated risks and choose based on what's right, not just what you can afford. Most people live as passive observers of their mental chaos, unaware they can choose which thoughts deserve their energy. Epictetus taught that true wealth lies not in vast possessions, but in having few desires, not just for things, but for mental clutter too. When you stop entertaining every thought that knocks, you become rich in peace and focus. Consider this. You wouldn't let a stranger rearrange your home, yet you allow random thoughts to disrupt your emotional state. A single negative thought can derail your day if you grant it power. The Stoics developed a practice called prosoche, constant awareness of the present moment, vigilantly monitoring thoughts. It's not meditation as we know it. It's standing guard over your mind. This practice can transform your life instantly. Over the next week, when you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, pause and ask, does this thought help or harm me? Does it move me closer to or further from who I want to be? If it's unhelpful, replace it with a constructive one. Mastering your mind isn't blind optimism or ignoring problems. It's choosing thoughts that build rather than destroy. Instead of thinking, this is awful, I'm helpless, shift to, this is a challenge, how can I tackle it effectively? The situation doesn't change, but your mental experience does. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is constant change. Our lives are shaped by our thoughts." He knew he couldn't control Rome's enemies, political plots, or even his own death. But his mind was his sovereign domain. Your mind spins stories about what things mean. Someone doesn't smile, and you assume rejection, traffic jams, and you imagine disaster. Your boss calls a meeting, and you brace for trouble. But here's your power. You can rewrite those stories instantly. The unsmiling person might be carrying their own burdens. Traffic is a chance to practice patience or learn something new. The boss's meeting could bring good news. The Stoics called this the discipline of judgment, separating facts from the stories we tell ourselves about them. The fact is, it's raining. The story is, this rain ruins my day. Master this distinction, and you become unstoppable, because your emotions no longer hinge on external events. Try this. Now, identify something stressing you out and separate the facts from your story. You'll be stunned to find most stress comes from the story, not the facts. Your mind is a brilliant problem solver when guided correctly. Instead of letting it run wild with worry, give it specific challenges. What's the best way to handle this situation? Your mind thrives on clear direction. Every thought you entertain either builds or erodes the person you're becoming. You're shaping yourself moment by moment. Declare this: I am the architect of my mind, reclaiming my power. Here's the beauty of mastering these 4 pillars. They don't just transform individually, they create a ripple effect that reshapes your entire life. Like tuning an instrument. When one string is perfect, the others resonate better. Master your words, and people seek you for your wisdom and weight. Master your mood, and you become a pillar of calm others lean on. Master your money, and you gain freedom to choose based on values, not survival. Master your mind, and you see opportunities where others see obstacles. The real magic happens in the space between these pillars. Take Sarah, a single mother from my workshop last year, overwhelmed by stress, debt, snapping at her kids, and trapped in negative thoughts. She was losing sleep. Lucia E. Ling. E. Ling. Ling. Da Yu Ling. E. 0. 6 months later, Sarah sent me a message that moved me to tears. By applying these principles, she cleared her credit card debt and launched a small business. Her relationship with her kids transformed as she learned to speak with love, not stress. Most importantly, she felt like herself again, calm, confident, and in control. The beauty of Stoic wisdom is its upward spiral. Each small win in one area fuels confidence to tackle challenges in others. When you hold your tongue in a heated moment, you prove you can master your emotions. When you resist an impulse buy, you strengthen the same mental muscle that deflects negative thoughts. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is a habit." The Stoics took it further. Mastering these 4 pillars creates a powerful resonance. Each day of practice doesn't just improve that day, it makes every future day easier. Reflect on who you were 6 months ago and the struggles you faced. Now imagine who you could be in 6 months if you commit to these principles. The gap between your current and future self isn't as wide as you think. It's just a series of small, daily choices. Here's what I need you to understand. You don't have to perfect all 4 areas at once. Trying to do so often leads to frustration and giving up. Instead, pick one pillar that resonates most and focus on it for the next 30 days. Mastery in one will lift the others. The Stoics believed in sympathia, the interconnectedness of all things. Your inner mastery doesn't just benefit you, it uplifts everyone around you. Better words reduce conflict. Managed emotions create calm for your team. Wise spending sets an example for financial responsibility. Constructive thinking makes you a problem solver, not a problem. But the deepest ripple effect is how mastery changes your view of challenges. Instead of seeing them as things happening to you, You see them as opportunities to practice strength. Every tough conversation is a chance to hone your words. Every stressful moment is training for emotional control. Every financial choice is a lesson in wisdom. Every worry is an opportunity to redirect your mind. Comment below. Every challenge is my chance to grow stronger. We began with Epictetus, who rose from slavery to become a teacher of freedom. His secret wasn't changing his circumstances, but mastering himself within them. Today, you face the same choice he did over 2,000 years ago. True freedom lies in choosing wisely. Your words, mood, money, and mind aren't separate parts of life. They're interconnected pillars that either support or undermine your growth. Your daily choices in these areas shape who you become. It's not about perfection, but living with intention. Each time you pause before speaking, you strengthen your command of words. Every time you choose your response to a tough emotion, you build emotional resilience. Every purchase aligned with your values grows your financial wisdom. Each redirected negative thought fortifies your mental strength. The ancient Stoics faced wars, plagues, political turmoil, and personal tragedies, yet built unyielding inner power through these 4 pillars. That same power awaits you. Your transformation starts with one choice: to own your inner world. Not because life is fair, it isn't. Not because it's easy, it won't be. But because you deserve to command your own experience, not be a victim of circumstance. In 6 months, you could be the same person with the same struggles, or someone who navigates life with wisdom, will, and inner strength. The choice is yours, and the time to decide is now. Epictetus's words endure. No one can harm you unless you allow it. Today, you revoke that permission. You move from reacting to responding, from chaos to control, from servitude to freedom. These 4 pillars are ready for you to claim. Your future self is waiting. The ancient Stoics are cheering you on from eternity. Take that first step now. If this message resonates, hit like, share it with someone who needs it, and comment your commitment below. Subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. Declare this today. I choose mastery over mediocrity, intention over reaction, freedom over captivity.